super nice and awesome, has never done anything wrong. So I wouldn't know who to possibly root for, Ben. All I know is that I'm super happy to see either one of these guys there, and I'm sad to see one of them not making it. But I'm just in for a treat. I know it's going to be a fantastic best of 5. These two guys have quite a bit of history together, but most of their history is actually from unofficial games, because I know they practice so extremely much with each other in the past. They know each other inside out. It doesn't even... there's not much to say, Ben. They know so much about each other. They're really good friends as well. I'm sure they're bummed out about playing each other, but in the end, Ben, I think it's safe to say that the better player is going to win when you know each other so well. Very unlikely that either guy is going to surprise the other. It's just going to be straight up play. I would not be at all surprised if we saw 5 games, and the outcome is anyone's guess, man. Rhett, DeMusliM, both. I mean, they're two of the best players of their respective races in the foreign scene, hands down. When you ask who are the best foreign Terrans, DeMuslim's name is very near the top of everybody's lists. Yep. When you ask who are the best foreign Zergs, again, Rhett always very near the top. Probably the only names that are consistently ahead of his are maybe Stefano's. Sometimes Nurcho. Sometimes Nurcho. But you really could say that Red is more like a tournament champion than Nurcho. Even though Nurcho did have some offline success as well, and often has really good runs. Like at the recent DreamHack, I believe both Red and Nurcho made it to the quarterfinals, and that just says enough. They both of them excellent Zerg players. But it's not about who's the best Zerg player right now, Ben. It's about this ZVT series. And one thing that maybe speaks a little bit in favor of Red is that DeMusliM has been quite vocal about TVZ lately. I can't blame him, because I do think that he's not the only Terran. It seems like a very tough matchup for Terran right now. It's not the easiest time to be a Terran, and that might have maybe worked a little bit against him in the mental scheme of things. Yeah, the other thing about DeMusliM is he's a... Maybe calling him an emotional player is not right, but he's a player I think that's quite right, man. Okay. Well, but I mean, he's a player who plays as well as his mindset is at the moment. It's much like Cloud. Whereas Rhett, I really feel like Rhett is a little bit like Stefano in the way in his middle approach to the game. He just sits down, he does his thing, and it's either great or it's not. And but at the end of the day, Rhett's like, hey, you know what? Let's move on with life and look forward to the next event. Even though Red can definitely get pretty emotional about StarCraft as well, he doesn't get carried away by his emotions. And I would say with DeMusliM, maybe sometimes overtakes him a little bit. And it saddens me to see that, because I'm one of the biggest DeMusliM fans out there. He's a really good friend of mine, and I've always felt that he has the skills to become a tournament champion. And I only feel the only thing that always holds him back is just his tournament mindset. He's often too easily satisfied. You know, he makes it out of the group, beats a couple of great players, and then he thinks it's enough, and he just needs someone to tell him, no, man, it's not enough. You're good enough to win this thing. Just go for it. And I do think that Red in the past has shown that he's a true tournament champ. Oh yeah, absolutely. He has an assembly victory to his credit. I do believe he was the WCS champ. Well, it wasn't WCS last year. Just the European Blizzard Invitational. Yeah, that was last year in Poland. And often doing well even in today's metagame. Like you said, top 16 at the most recent DreamHack. And I'm sure if we were to look at other tournament results, he's always doing very well in all of them. DeMusliM once more, Ben, opening up with Hellions, following it up with the Command Center. RRR is going to upgrade it to Orbital straight away, and then most likely a Banshee, or maybe a Medevac with some Marines, but I think the Banshee is more of his way. That is the way that DeMusliM managed to defeat Red in the tiebreakers. In case you guys missed it, it was just Red droning up like Red, basically, on Antigua shipyard, and DeMusliM taking advantage of that, killing a lot of drones with Banshees, and a Hellion drive-by on the third, and then eventually following it up with a pretty quick push, way before Brute or Ultras were able to come out. And DeMusliM taking that game. Yep, same opening for DeMusliM here. Red also playing. Wow, not completely the same, man. Ooh, I like this. This is a really good variation, and against Red, this is, I think, one of the smartest things you could ever do. Taking a very aggressive third base, just in response to how Rhett plays StarCraft, Kev. He's his Zergling speed hasn't even started yet. In fact, he's just now started mining gas. It's impossible for Rhett to pressure this. There's nothing, unless he pulls a Stefano and attacks with all of his queens. There's no way that Rhett can do anything about this third base. 2 more Hellions on the way, Ben, for DeMusliM. DeMusliM is going to have map control with 6 Hellions, and it's going to be crucial that he makes sure that no slow links make it past him, that nothing really scares his Hellions away, that maybe he's able to make Red worry about his own base much more than that Red is worried about a potential third base of DeMusliM. And I would say I'm not a super insider anymore. I used to know the Muslim very well in TVZ. I think lately he's been switching it up quite a bit because he just felt that his old styles weren't working anymore. So not a super insider in the Muslims TVZ, but I do feel this is sort of uncharacteristic of him.
I like it. It's a really cool variation.
I do like it as
right
well.
now. Much like Stefano, getting some fairly blind spores, or maybe he saw the Banshee somehow. Where is the Banshee?
Yeah, he flew in an Overlord,
no,
and I think he saw the starport, but it never really was a starport.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a starport, but it was never a Banshee built.
No Banshee ever being built. But blind spores, regardless from Ret, they're not going to help him much in this case. But maybe later on in the game, they can help defend against something like drop play. Also, extra spine crawler going down for Ret, which I think is really smart.
Red is really blind right now, and he's okay with that. And let's not overdo things. Red is like not in horrible shape suddenly because the Muslim has 3 bases, but it's definitely going to help the Muslim a little bit. Spine crawler getting a couple of important pokes off on these Hellions. It's going to put them quite a bit.
Queens right now, Kev.
Oh, the Muslim right now is going to lose at least 1 Hellion, and it's going to stay.
Queen Durlisk fighting, chases off the Hellions, and now Ret's just going to do what Ret does best, and that is poop creep.
Spread creep.
Mini tumors.
You're pretty dirty today,
down.
man. All your references are dirty, on the dirty side.
How?
Is there something you want to talk about? Is your sex life not the way it used to be, man?
Dude, I said poop creep. What does that have to do with the sex life? Is Hellions managing to get back into the main base?
Oh, all the doors kind of lining up right there. Beautiful pickoff right there by the Muslim, but he's going to end up losing most of his Hellions, so not sure if that was completely worth it, but he did pick off 8 drones.
Yeah, I don't think it was worth it, Kev. Maybe if he can come back and do some more damage again later, but Ret's already working on about 70 drones. His Spire's going down. It looks like he wants to play Muta. Does he still not know about the 3rd? No, he does not. If he did, I guarantee you he would just go straight up to Hive.
It's crazy that the Red was never in a position to scout that 3rd base. The only thing you can say that his mistake regarding that issue was that he should have had an Overlord maybe over here.
Definitely.
And then it would have been so much easier for him. But the Muslim made sure that no links could sneak by. And the Muslim picking up all those links with those Hellions, so just not even making it worth for Red to send them out.
16 creep tumors at once, Kev?
I saw it. Red is just spreading an insane amount of creep. He did it the other day as well on Antigua, which I believe was 22, 23?
22 is the world record for most active tumors at one time.
We just called that. We don't. Not actually
no,
sure.
It is. I'm positive.
And Red is up to 82 drones right now, man. That's insane. I would love to see the Muslim. Muslim is already dropping missile turrets. He's aware of the fact that he's most likely going to face. Yeah, he spotted the Spire. He clicked on it. It kind of looked like a spine crawler when the Muslim scouted it, but apparently he did click on it. He knows it's Spire. He's going to drop those missile turrets. What we would love to see as well, Ben, is armor. Okay, armory is going down. Maybe 1 or 2 Tors. It's going to help out a lot against the Muta playstyle of Red.
Yeah, I think so. And Red's a really fast player, Kev. He's cruising at a pretty steady 200 APM. This is what's so wow, he's making more and more drones. He's going to go up over 90 drones here.
Red is finally going to scout this base on the right side of this map with a couple of speedlings. Going to pick up a few SCVs from the Muslim, but that's about it.
Single SCV kill there for
Red is at 90 drones right now, man.
And his response is much like what we predicted. Kev throws down the 4th, even building a 2nd macro hatch, and I think we should probably see an infestation pit soon as well, just to allow that Hive tech to come into play.
These upgrades are look at the production tab of Red. Red is just getting everything. He plays Zerg with so much confidence.
Yeah. And it's look at DeMusliM though. He's really playing the same way. I think DeMuslim's kind of metagaming Red here with a super fast 4th base. I'm not sure if Terran's able to get away with that though. We'll see how it works out. Double drops going out.
The weird thing is that DeMusliM already has 12 Marauders, man. Maybe I don't really get it. Why he has so many Marauders?
Not sure what to tell you there. Maybe he's anticipating the transitions that are incoming with the Hive tech. I don't really know what to say, Kev.
The Muslim is going for his first drop of the game. It's going to be 2 Marauders and 4 Marines. But Red is very well prepared for this. Has a lot of speedlings, and he's going to force the Muslim to pick up these units straight away, or the Muslim is going to end up losing them. Well, the Muslim will just end up losing them because the Mutas were nearby as well, picking up that medevac. So the first drop attempt was no success.
Muslim building a Reaper right now. That's a really interesting choice.
93 drones for Red. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Couple of Mutas over here on the north side of the map are going to spot this medevac as well. So Red seems pretty drop proof, man.
Look at this creep spread, man. Incredible job by Red, just covering the entire map in creep.
I'm a little bit worried, man, about all these Marauders for the Muslim. I just don't see them being very useful. It's 82 Zerglings and 10 Mutalisks on the map.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
DeMusliM taking control of these Cell 9 watchtowers as well. Ben just decided to grab some pizza.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes.
My producer just shoved pizza into my hand. Like, what do you do when somebody puts pizza in your hand? We've been casting for 5 hours, Kev. I guess it makes a little bit of sense.
Scan is going down over here on the north side. It's going to pick up a lot of tumors, but Red is going for a big run by. There are a lot of missile turrets over here, though, and the planetary fortress is picking up a lot of links. DeMusliM will keep this base alive.
Nice little trade there for DeMusliM, getting a little bit ahead, I think, with that. This fourth base going up pretty much uncontested.
A lot of banelings suddenly from Red.
Red's getting hive, though, man, and the real problem
Ben.
for Terran is that in game, man. The Brood Lords, which are not that far off, are a serious threat.
Oh, 50 banelings starting to roll in. There is still creep over here for Red, so if Red's going to go for it, then he will go for it.
Oh, DeMusliM's splitting his Marines as well as he possibly can. How cost-effective can he be? This is where the Marauders are going to pay off, Kev. They're soaking up so many banelings.
I think DeMusliM did pretty much as well as he could have potentially done over there, but it's not going to be good enough. Red just had too many units, and DeMusliM eventually loses most of his units.
The good news, though, DeMusliM can still fall back to this planetary. It just kind of gives him a staging ground in the center.
And those 3 missile turrets are awesome as well.
Red's got a lot of money. He's able to produce a lot of stuff. But he's spinning all of his gas, so he can only make a handful of infestors. He can't really make the
DeMusliM is playing excellent macro TVZ over here as well. Look how extremely low DeMusliM's money has been. 5th command center already making its way down the bottom. He has that fort base still uncontended over here in the middle of the map. I think DeMusliM is playing some beautiful TVZ.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, man. More Zergling run-bys over here into the 3rd expand of DeMusliM. Muta's trying to work on this this flying command center. I don't think they're going to be able to kill it, though.
Couple of SCVs going down for DeMusliM is really not the worst-case scenario right now. He has 80 of them, so he can definitely afford to lose a handful. No biggie. He's still continuing that Marauder production, and that's something that kind of
I don't know. Maybe I think you know, it could be really smart because, like we said, they absorb a lot of banelings. But they just
Red is rolling in with 200 supply once more, but DeMusliM is not completely ready yet. We see the Great Aspire is more than halfway done as well. 2 upgrades are ready right now for Red, and Adrenal Glands is almost ready as well.
Oh, and we are going to see this big... No, actually, Red threatens to poke in there, but backing off just there at the last second. Planetary, it creates sort of a focal point where Red does not want to fight. What he does have going for him is this Greater Spire is completing. He's got Corruptors popping out. He's building... Oh, he's using Spores to do a supply trick. That's really cute. But he needs to morph these Brood Lords before they finish, because there's no real reason to have 10 Spore Crawlers.
That's can be useful.
They're all finishing. He just built 10 Spore Crawlers at his 4th base.
Well, that's one way to deal with drops.
Yeah, and there's no drops that are going to come in from the front. The back's a little bit exposed, though.
Just details, man. Stop being a nitpicker. Scan going down. DeMusliM will be able to pick up these tumors once more. I'm not sure if DeMusliM scouted those Brood Lords yet. Now he will scout them right now. You can see them morphing, and I think it's already a little too late for him to engage over here. He doesn't have a single Viking band. He has 27 Marauders. Why did DeMusliM go so Marauder heavy? Is it really just purely for the banelings?
It's the only thing that really makes sense to me. Maybe he was anticipating Ultralisks as the end game. Maybe trying to metagame Ret a little bit in that regard.
Maybe that's why the Ret went for Ultras. I mean, went for Brood Lords instead of Ultras.
I don't think this is all bad for DeMusliM, though, Kevin. I mean, the Brood Lord army is going to be very hard to deal with, but we've seen on multiple occasions if you can split Daybreak.
Beautiful fungals though by Ret.
Incredible fungals there by Ret, and DeMusliM is going to lose a lot of his army here. Supply-wise...
DeMusliM kind of needed it, though, because now he can make 5 Vikings at a time.
Wow.
I'm not going to say that was on purpose, but he did need to free up some supply.
6 Vikings at a time. That is going to give him some sort of an answer to the Brood
Lord. And +1 is pretty much ready for the Vikings as well. I think DeMusliM is playing so good in this game. Despite Red playing very good as always, DeMusliM is going to have to cancel this command center. That's what he does. But this is some serious macro TVZ style.
And these guys are just kind of agreeing, no rush 20. We're going to play end game TVZ. Vikings are coming out a lot at a time. 5 are out on the map already. It's about to be 10. And 10 Vikings can engage this. They absolutely
nice transfuse by Red.
Yeah, beautiful job. Using these queens that he built early just to prolong this push.
But DeMusliM is buying the timing for himself that I think he needs. A couple of infested Terrans being spawned as well. Well, DeMusliM right now with 7 Vikings on the map already. I think DeMusliM is going to be fine.
But Red's going to come rolling in with the Banelings, Kev. The Marines are going to have to run backward. Fungal's going down, but they're kind of missing. Planetary does fall. 3-3 Banelings
but
just
Red is losing so many
fast.
units. Red is losing everything. All the Broodlords going down. All the Infestors are going down as well.
And DeMusliM is staying maxed. He's got this base in the bottom right so he can continue with his production. Red's got money, but he's got to wait, man, and he's only building Zerglings, and Zerglings are not going to cut it against this army. Infestor, that's on a really good fungal, but that's not going to matter. There's enough Medivacs to heal through it.
Beautiful spread by DeMusliM, beautiful concave. He had over there in a defensive position. Red trying to land some more fungals, but Red he's not broke, but he's not super rich anymore either, man, and he's down like 70 army supply, 80 army supply.
Try to roll in once more. Fungal goes down as well, but DeMusliM is hanging on to this supply lead. The problem with Banelings is they are not good when you're trying to be efficient, Kev, and Red knows it. GG.
Wow.
DeMusliM takes Daybreak with some really beautiful.
I think DeMusliM played fantastic here. That's some of the best TVZ I've seen from him in a really long time.
And the perfect way to play.
He was not afraid at all. He just kept expanding, was always ready. I was a little bit confused about the Marauders, but maybe it paid off in the end. He soaked up a lot of damage from the Marauder, from the Banelings.
Did not trade well with that kind of a Marauder ball, so that was really impressive play there from DeMusliM.
But DeMuslim's macro was just out of control. He was always expanding, always building new command centers. He had like 5 bases, and his money was below 100 minerals most of the time. That's fantastic. Yeah,
it is. You're right. Completely flawless play from DeMusliM. Game number 2 is going to be on Belshire Beach Winter. A pretty good Zerg map, I think, statistically. So we'll see how it plays out for Rhett here in game number 2. We'll be back in just a moment, guys, with more StarCraft 2 action from NASL playoffs. Now we're going to play a commercial.